St. Jimmy.
And DVD.
What's up, nerds?
I'm happy.
Is that your happy face? Looks creepy to me.
Well,
Happy
why
is
does it have to
creepy.
be
Why do they-
separated?
Why do they have to
Why
be
can't it
different
be
faces?
creepy and happy?
Creepiness makes him happy.
Crappy.
See, crappy.
Our fake sponsor this week is Spidey Whitey's. Our underwear sticks where you put it.
Any underwear does that in the hot weather.
Oh no.
It's called bat winging.
Okay.
You have never heard that term?
No.
No.
Oh, maybe just my friend Jeff made it up.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It sounds like something he would make up.
He's got 2 kids now.
Whoa. Weird. Is he still trying to run through fences?
No, but he does do stand-up comedy
Oh.
locally to his local city
Cool. It's mostly potato based.
in Mozambique.
I think I'd want to do sit-down comedy. That way I don't have to stand up.
That'd be funny.
I'm lazy. Hopefully it would be.
Have someone roll you out there in the lazy boy.
Otherwise
It's
it'd
already
be,
reclined.
otherwise it'd be sit down
Break
non-comedy.
up my mirror so you can see the audience.
They said to imagine everyone upside down. I didn't.
Have an assistant feeding you chips or something.
Wearing a camelback. So you can drink.
On your front,
The catheter. Oh wait.
be a camelback or
You
front.
don't need to know about that.
Just wear rubber-lined pants.
Adult diapers.
Or kid diapers, depending on how big you are.
I'm
thought about doing-
picturing the guy would be pretty big.
Oh,
I thought about modifying my car
Stop moving.
to add a space for liquid to leave the bottom of the car.
Really?
For long road trips, I don't have to stop.
you can't hold it between gas. I mean, as long as you.
Well, I can go quite a ways before I have to get gas.
Well, I can go quite a ways without having to pee.
Yeah, same here.
And I just like to pee.
Just,
All the time.
just let it out.
Okay.
The directional nozzle on the bottom of the car, so people are tailgating.
I got to use a French-Canadian keyboard.
A?
So I went.
Is there A over the letters of A?
No, but I was trying to put in my email address. This was at the conference I went to, and I hit Shift 2 to put the @ symbol, and it didn't do an @ symbol.
Oh.
And the guy's like, "Oh, it's a French-Canadian keyboard. You have to hit Function 2 or something weird." That was the only.
Did anything come out when you hit?
Yeah, it made some other symbol. Like the 2 key had like 4 symbols on it.
Hmm.
I guess they have more symbols than us.
I agree with somebody that said we should just eliminate French from not the people, but the language.
Wow.
We should make a fake German. Just a
I think that's
reminder.
been tried before.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder that they used to speak American.
Wow. Send your hate mail to DVD. No.
Okay,
So-
we can do English.
so- I had a plane trip down to my conference and one back.
So it was uneventful? It was
And-
plain?
There was an event that you went to.
Both times there was somebody behind me snoring, and it's not that long a flight.
Yeah, that's what
Was
you always
I on the
get
flight with you?
peanuts for the flight. So you can try to do over-the-shoulder shots in the
No,
mouth.
that's why I bring earbuds on the flight. I
Is
watched.
that like the movie Airbuds, except
You can see what
the
Brian
little
posted.
golden retrievers that you stick in your ears, earbuds. Ooh,
there's
I
5
think
of
it
them,
was
though, aren't
sponsored.
there?
Huh?
Aren't there 5 of them? You need some for your nose, too?
I have no
Did you
idea.
guys see what Brian posted on Facebook?
No.
He's like, I'm now CPR and AED
Oh, I did see that.
Well, I had done it sooner, so I could have saved the Falcons when they started choking in the second half.
Funny one, Brian.
Good job.
And
I liked it.
So my conference I went to was the Coordinate Metrology Society conference.
So we're trying to determine if meteors are going to hit us.
No, not meteorology. No, they,
Oh, stars?
no,
Gonna hit us?
Metroid, bunch of
yes,
games.
we played Metroid. No, we learned about measuring things.
I know. I knew what it was. I just
Yeah.
Like with a ruler?
Well, the joke I heard most often was when people asked, "Oh, what is metrology?" They're like, "Oh, we tell the weather, we forecast the weather."
It's a ruler.
You can measure the weather.
They focus
You
on
could. But
portable coordinate measuring devices, like
a belt.
GPS?
no, not GPS.
Like
Things
your
that
belt.
can measure in microns.
No. My belt doesn't measure microns
I would hope not.
or yards.
They did, though, one morning. I didn't participate in it, but they did a 5 billion micron fun run.
I would maybe participate if it was a 5,000 micron.
I think you did that just walking here from your pickup.
That's funny.
Maybe not.
Metrology humor.
What'd you say, 5,000? Oh, yeah.
That's the shortest sprint ever.
You can do that in this room.
Probably could do that in this chair.
I just did.
Whoa.
What are we talking about again?
TMI.
5 million micron challenge.
Oh, I thought we were still talking about.
5 billion is 5 kilometers. 5,000 would be 5 millimeters.
I was doing a callback to before the show comment.
Oh,
Oh,
don't do that.
yeah, because our listeners have no clue you're talking about.
That's funny though, because they're like, "What were they talking about?"
It was an interesting conference. I learned a lot. I'm kind of new to the field, so got a lot of pens from different companies.
Well, that's good.
It was
Conference is all about depends.
educational. So it was at Snowbird Resort in Utah.
Cool.
Sounds nice.
I mean,
It was not too bad weather.
oh, that's good.
It was 100 degrees at the airport when I landed.
It's kind of
And,
high elevation, right? So,
7,000+ feet.
getting close to the sun makes it colder.
Yes.
Well, temperature is a variety of
I
variables,
disagree.
including, air pressure and
It's established science that if you get closer to the sun, you get colder.
Yeah. From Earth.
well, it's probably you get colder at first, and then
Definitely
it gets
cooler.
warmer.
I think.
My daughter was trying to talk me into going someplace where the eclipse is going to come through, and I told her
You're gonna be in that place a week late.
multiple reasons that I wouldn't be there at that time because of things. I'm like, what do you think there? What do you think my life revolves around the sun? I'm like, oh wait.
I was
Kinda
worried that my wife was going to want to travel to that area, somewhere, and so I was
Outer
like,
Mongolia.
"What are you thinking about the eclipse?" She's like, "Oh, no way, we were too busy." I'm like, sweet. So what I did while I was traveling is I downloaded through the Amazon Prime Video app a bunch of the original Star Wars movies, or Star Trek movies, rather, and including Star Trek 4, which has one of my favorite lines to quote when they get some cephalopods in their spaceship. Do you guys remember the line?
There be
whales
whales here.
That's not the entire line.
That's the part I remember.
Well, who's he talking to?
Do you know where I can find nuclear
Earth.
missiles?
Yeah, so he's talking to him on the communicator. It's like, Scotty, how's it going? And I always thought he said, Captain, there be whales here. But he does not say Captain.
Jim.
No,
James.
no,
He just says there be whales here.
T.
no. He did use his rank, but he is not a captain.
Admiral.
Admiral.
It says Admiral, there be whales here.
Ah.
I was surprised. I was like, oh yeah, he's an admiral in the first 4 movies.
Yep.
He gets demoted back to captain at the end of the 4th movie.
Because he saved the planet, obviously.
Well, they dropped all the charges except for insubordination
Oh.
or disobeying a direct order or something.
He didn't
like
have
that.
to. He was on a Klingon vessel.
Well, this is before that when he
Oh.
stole the Enterprise
That's right.
and then destroyed it.
Nah, I guess destroyed all the time.
Yeah. it
Well,
does.
after that kind of kicked off the destruction.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Mm-hmm. And then Troy crashes into a planet, and then
The new Kirk crashed it into the planet.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. That was one of those Mandela effect type things where if you had asked me last week what the line was, I would have not said captain.
I didn't even remember that if you said something before there'd be Wills here, so.
I didn't either.
So. Okay, well, then you were more
Colorful.
accurate than me.
Colorful
So-
metaphors.
Yeah. So what makes a country music song in your guys' minds?
A headache.
Not the result.
Oh, formulaic things that would make normal people depressed, and or
So, subject
patriotic.
matter?
Well,
Storytelling.
not necessarily, because you could have
methodology.
a country song that does any topic.
So
There's
how many...
a sound to it.
So this is what I thought of. Different things that make a country song sound country. The beat. There's a
Yeah, you
specific
got
country
2
beat.
and 4
Yeah.
instead of 1 and 3.
The accent of the singers,
Mhm.
often a southern accent.
Musical instrument.
Just
The
choice.
instrumentation,
Yeah.
like steel guitars or banjo or something.
Which station it's on?
I was, well, sure.
Not
And the
tail light
subject
it up.
matter.
Well, and the person on the cover has to be wearing a cowboy hat.
Okay, well, maybe that explains.
Or has a country name.
I wore a cowboy
Has 3
hat.
first names.
I'll show you the picture.
So there's this
Keep
song that I've been hearing on country music stations, and it sounds exactly like pop music to me.
Oh, interesting.
And it meets none of the criteria that I just named. It might meet some of the criteria you guys named.
It's on a country station.
It's on a country station.
So some country producer thinks it's country.
What am I looking at here?
Me in a cowboy hat.
Oh, I didn't recognize you.
I have a beard now.
Oh.
Does he can look at you?
This was taken
That looks like you.
at a photo booth. So, anyways, I guess I'll tell
You
more.
look the most realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's viewable. Where? Behind the whoopi?
Maybe I guess I could use that on the website. But
So, it's sung by Keith Urban and Carrie Underwood.
They both should have country accents.
But not if you've listened to Keith Urban, it's not a heavy accent.
Is he too city?
well, a lot of female country artists sound more like pop music, and I actually don't mind them.
Yeah.
I like some of them.
Maybe we should have done some better urban planning.
Urban planning.
To roundabout it, maybe. I don't know.
But it's a good song, and I've played it for people that don't like country music, and they don't think it's a country song.
Okay.
And they're like, wow, where did you hear that song? On a country station, that's why you didn't hear it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
too bad that you already colored our opinion.
Yeah,
Because I could probably pick it out now.
maybe. But
Just
the
based
only
on
thing you
personal
might be able
bias.
to pick out is maybe his voice. But it's not overtly country like Tim McGraw or some other.
Well, I don't like a lot of country music, but not because it's country. I just don't like the sound. So if it's a country song that sounds different, I might like it.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe
I'm
I'll
just
play it for you guys
prejudiced.
after the show.
It's opposite the way DVD rationalizes his dislike for women. Oh, we're gonna get to that later.
Oh. Well, my fiance had a good visit up here,
Good.
so
That's good
We went-
since she's gonna move up here.
yes, one of the
It's good. This
days
is the time of year to bring her up here.
we went
Yeah.
to the large metropolitan area near us.
The large Hadron Collider.
Buckland.
I'm trying to see how much I can describe the visit without giving away where we're at.
We went to the tall, pointy building.
There is a tall, pointy building that is culturally significant or identifiable
Was
with
it built
the
during
metropolitan area.
World Fair or something?
It was built for a World Fair. We went to the top of that. The lines are very long, apparently.
It's tall, right?
It's tall. It's not
You said
super
long.
tall.
I thought you
They should
described it as the lines being tall.
They should just put a staircase up, and then that
Oh,
would
we're
be
talking
the
about
line.
the queue.
Yes. The queue was
Yeah.
long. First,
Okay.
you had to sign up for a time
That's why I
to
don't
start
go
standing
there.
in line to get to the top, and then you have to stand in line to get down.
Just
to the
ironically, they should give you bread when you get to the end, so you're a bread line.
top.
That'd be funny.
And I don't know if you would enjoy it, DVD, since you don't like heights.
I remember going up there as a kid, and it freaked me out when he told me that, hey, look at those light bulbs. Somebody has to go out there and change those. And I was like,
You know what? I don't see light bulbs out there now, so I don't know where that
They
story
changed
comes
it.
from.
that's my memory.
What if
Yeah.
they put light bulbs
And then
up
Dad
for
wanted us to
certain
stand
events?
against the edge so you could take a picture from the center out.
Well, I remember getting in the elevator with St. Jimmy and him immediately dropping to the floor when
Well-
it started moving.
It's high gravity.
It was.
So,
I think it's because it went up so fast,
okay.
not because
So-
of the
Me and my
Personal
fiance
reasons.
are not freaked out by heights. What did freak her out, though, is when I held my phone outside over the edge to take a picture of the cityscape. That kind of, give you that little feeling like, oh, I hope you don't
Especially,
drop that.
old phones had like a wrist thing you put on.
Yeah,
But if you're just holding your cell phone, it's already kind of slippery.
yeah. It's like,
cameras.
whoa.
Yeah, and you're like holding with one hand so you can like push
Right.
a button. And you're pushing with
Yeah, exactly.
like off road trying
So
to
that
take pictures of stuff
kinda
with your cell phone up.
your stomach
Yeah.
flip a little bit. But we also went on a harbor cruise. So we went on a boat, and they took us about an hour and pointed out different.
Oh, cool.
There was
Did
a
you put all the seals in the piping system on the boat?
no things on shore.
Oh, okay.
We went to a museum of pop culture.
I've been there.
Oh,
They have a large Star Trek exhibit.
I've
Yep.
been there. I
I
like
got
it.
a picture of Data's head in the floor.
nice.
Like to have that picture, I think people have seen of me with the.
You could tell the real
Gorn.
Trekkies because
Gorn.
they're the ones not asking, oh, why is that there? And then there's me explaining, oh.
Did you
because
guys
of this
do the
episode.
studio thing where you got to go and stand on the transporter pad and transport?
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, we did that. It was fun.
But
So my family all shot me to death with phasers.
I did stand in the Borg regeneration thing, so
Me
Oh,
too.
nice.
I also got to sit in the captain's chair.
What?
There's a spot right outside the museum with the captain's chair. It's not the original.
Okay, because the
It's
original they have
Right, it's in
now with the center
plexiglass.
console behind. I was like,
Yeah.
how did you get in there?
I climbed over the wall.
You go up to the second floor, jump and swing
Right.
over, drop in there.
No, there's one right outside with a poster behind it with all the other crew, and so without Captain Kirk, so basically you're Captain Kirk.
I didn't see that.
That's cool.
I'll show you the picture a little
Did
bit
you go to
later.
the other parts where they had like one for like fairy tales and the horror part? Did they have those?
We
We went and
went
saw
in the
those too.
horror one, but it was boring, so we left. We went into they had a David Bowie one, which we kind of walked through, and I just got the impression he was a really big weirdo. It was the 70s, I guess, but the outfits he wore is
Yeah.
like, what kind of drugs was he on?
A lot.
Yeah.
Varied.
Yeah.
Plentiful.
And we looked around a little bit in the fantasy one with the, Lord of the Rings stuff, and I can't remember what else was in there. We also went to an aquarium. We saw sea otters.
Oh.
Saw them feed the sea otters.
To what?
Each other.
It's a fight to the death.
And we went on a giant Ferris wheel.
Cool.
It was, I don't know if it was really Ferris or not, because it was painted.
I only go on non-Ferris wheels.
I imagine it was, though. They'd probably make those out of steel.
Yeah, probably.
We don't have any safety gear, so we needed to put these
You might
magnets in
have
the back pockets.
You might have gotten freaked out about that, too, if you've been on that.
I've been on. I'll go on.
Especially when it starts shaking.
I'll go on stuff that scares you. We went to a place that had it's like an amusement park, and it had like a little two-person gondola that go over the park.
Yeah.
Well, it broke down while me and my son were about 30 feet above the ground over a walkway, and
And you
he kept on like moving, and it was like
Yeah.
Catch me.
after a while, I was fine at first. I was keeping my hands relaxed because that usually helps. Then after a while, I'm just like, I don't
Sit
like
still.
this anymore.
Get down there so I can land on you.
Yeah. break my phone.
It might not
kid."
kill me, but it'll probably break both my legs.
Yeah.
Well, if you land on your head, it won't.
Yeah. Look at the bright side.
Just break your neck.
That's true.
Well, I figured out that I visit the metropolitan area that Master Zed lives in more than the one he
Me
lives in.
too. I do too.
Because
That's
For
funny.
quite a lot.
too
I
many
think.
people,
Yeah, there.
and I don't know anybody over there.
When we were eating, no, we stopped at a restaurant to get a drink, and we were sitting outside on the patio, and it was kind of interesting because there was a guy trying to sell CDs of his music, accosting people walking past,
That's how you do it.
and it was kind of interesting watching because at first we were like,
That's how you
"Is
get
he getting
famous.
those away for free?"
No, they're really tricky.
Yeah, because what I noticed what he'd do is he would put it in their hand, and they'd start walking away, and then he'd start talking to him more, and they'd eventually give it back to him most often.
My son has one he bought.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did see him sell like 3, but
That's
most
a
people
lot.
ignored him.
That's a lot of effort for 3
I
CD
know,
sales.
that's what I'm thinking.
Get a job, dude, to make
I was
more
like,
money.
I want to see someone go up and talk to him and try to explain to him how he could probably get himself out there better than just.
Have you heard of MySpace?
Well, even Facebook, you can
Yeah.
do a lot with.
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he must not be very good.
I don't know.
It could be good. I don't know. Go to America's Got Talent.
Maybe he can't afford the internet.
My son actually sent me or tagged me, I guess, or I saw on Facebook. He posted a video. Actually got me a little bit, possibly misty-eyed just a little bit because it was really touching.
Oh,
But there's America's Got Talent. And there's a girl in there who's like 28, but she lost her hearing completely when she was 18. And she wrote and sang this song. And she just sings based on, I guess, her memory of how to sing. Her body's kind of like Rush Limbaugh did after he lost his hearing.
yeah.
He could continue to do his radio show because someone that's actually trained their voice can just continue to do it. It was impressive. She had like really perfect pitch. And it was a really good song. It was very touching.
Wow.
It's like, don't send me stuff like that at work.
I don't want to cry in front of my coworkers.
I wouldn't actually cry. I don't think I have tear ducts anymore, but
Oh, you don't?
it was touching.
You had them removed along with your emotions.
Yes.
Mine just atrophied.
I'm a very good
misuse,
imitator
yeah.
of human motion.
So you're an android.
I could be a robot. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about the other day. How do you know that you're not an android? How do you know that you just then they create an android
Have you
bot and
seen
they downloaded your memories
Have
into
you seen the Truman Show?
Yes.
I didn't know anything. I don't.
I've had an MRI done.
But can you trust the
what
doctor?
if you got
Do you think
switched
they're
out
in
after
on
that?
it? Oh, after that.
How do you
Maybe
know that the
that's when
MRI
they-
was actually operable?
Maybe that's when they uploaded me into this body.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
can fake the moon landing, we can fake an MRI. I'm pretty sure.
No
We're
way.
doomed.
It has magnets.
There's no way you can fake the moon
You
landing.
can't fake the magnets. We're back to the Ferris wheel.
Because
yeah,
you'll
yeah, how would you know?
You would know.
when you're die a grisly death. Your inner
We're saying you might
entrails
be-
become your outrails.
We're saying you're a grizzly bear. We're talking about you being.
What show is it that had that kind of thing going on?
There was an android that didn't know it was an android. There was an episode of Star Trek
Huh.
with Data's mom.
No.
What?
Yeah, she was an android. And he figured out by her blinking. It was the same algorithm his blinking used.
You know, mom?
Well, it was Dr. Soong's wife.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Yeah, she fell off a precipice and got broken, and he had to fix her without her finding out.
I've
She was
never
like
seen
an
this
android?
episode.
They were like in a cave, spelunking.
Oh, I know where. Okay. I just realized where I probably got that idea from.
I thought I'd seen every Star Trek episode.
But it wasn't from Star Trek, my thing.
It's a good one. You should watch it.
We'll have to
What's it
figure out
called?
what that is.
All right, I'll look it up while you talk.
Okay.
Go.
Should we do nerdy culture now?
Sure, let's do dirty culture now.
Okay. So, I thought I don't know if any of our listeners follow Doctor Who, but there was some news about the new Doctor that came up that made me decide to talk about Doctor Who this time. So if you aren't aware of what Doctor Who is, it's a British television science fiction show that started in 1963 and it ran through 1989. They had a movie that they were hoping would kick off the series again in the mid-90s, but it didn't. And then in 2005, they rebooted the show, keeping the same continuity with the original series. The cool thing about Doctor Who is that they don't need to have the same actors throughout the entire run of the show. That's what helped it have such longevity that it has, I think.
Because people get bored with actors.
Well, the reason they very first wrote it into the show was the first actor, after a couple years, was getting kind of ill and not able to do the show anymore.
Oh, as in
And so they...
ailing with sickness.
Ailing, yes.
I was thinking like
Yes, he
Beastie
became a
Boys
rapper.
style. He was turning up straight up ill, and he started his new rap album.
So
he didn't have time for the show.
So they wrote it into the show that the main character can regenerate into a different looking person with different personality traits.
Kind of like this show.
There's a G.I. Joe episode where there's like androids. I don't know they're androids.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And there have been... Which Doctor are they on now? The 13th Doctor, I think?
Unlucky.
I should know this. Let's see, the 9th was Chris Eccleston.
Oh no! I
Yes,
just
Tennant.
thought of a horrible joke that's gonna make me
David
save it.
Tennant. So the 12th would be Matt Smith.
Did you skip 11?
Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. 11th was Matt Smith. 12th was Peter Capaldi.
Lucky number 13.
I don't remember her name.
Well, hopefully I'll forget this joke I made
Well,
up in my head.
while I look that up, you'll be glad to know that episode of Star Trek called Inheritance, which was season 7, episode 10.
Oh, that's right, because I've been watching Next Gen, and I'm still episode 3 of season 7.
Has Data's mom in it.
So that's why I didn't remember it.
What's she look like?
She looks like an android. No, she looks like a real person, but she was replaced with an android when she died.
Anyway, there's been talks for decades of the possibility of the Doctor regenerating as a woman.
It's Melissa McCarthy.
No, it isn't. I know.
It's like,
I
what?
know that's not true.
Jodie Whittaker.
Yes.
Is Data's mom?
No.
Oh. She's
So-
from Broadchurch, right?
Is that her?
Yes.
I haven't seen Broadchurch, but
So the main character
Season 1
of
of
Doctor
Broadchurch.
Who is an alien from the planet Gallifrey
he's a Time Lord.
that's a Time Lord.
Or
And
Lord S.
Lady Time
We
Lord.
still want to mispronounce Lord S
Time
because
Lady.
it'll be
Time
offensive.
Lady, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's got a spaceship that's also a time machine called the
she.
TARDIS. That's why I said they.
They or she.
No, can be either or.
Not Spanish.
We're not speaking Spanish.
Yet. And this gets translated.
As long as we don't speak
Anyway,
French.
Doctor Who. His name's not Doctor Who.
His name is.
The
There's
name
a
is
secret.
a secret, and that comes out in the show.
They don't call him Doctor Who. They call him the Doctor.
The Doctor. Yes. So now the Doctor is a lady
anybody
doctor.
Put him into that scene from Spies Like Us. Doctor.
Doctor.
And
And
he's-
Doctor. Glad I'm not sick. So anyway, now the Doctor is a woman. Now,
Oh, I can see that.
Did you just say Nurse Who?
Oh,
That's
no.
offensive. You shouldn't say that. Nurses
what?
can be men
You
too.
didn't say that. You said that. I saw a female doctor just last week.
My
Doctor?
the
Women can be
doctor I
doctors.
see
I know.
all the time is a woman. Not all the time. Once a year.
I see doctors.
I mean, I grew up watching Dr. Crusher as a doctor
Oh.
on Next Gen.
Yeah.
Doug crushing on Dr. Crusher.
Maybe.
No, he was more into the other, like
Jack Ryan's
No.
wife in Hunt for October.
the other female doctor.
Troy.
Oh, Pulaski?
Pulaski.
No.
Oh,
Maybe when
Whoa.
she was in the original series. But
no,
not
he's
in
more
Next Gen.
backing on the doctor from Voyager.
Robert
Man crush.
He was the best part of that show.
Robert Picardo or Andy Dick.
That was a funny episode
Oh.
with Andy Dick in it.
There was an episode. Oh no, that was a movie.
So, the Doctor has been portrayed as a woman before. It was on a comedy special that started with Rowan Atkinson as the Doctor. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Type in YouTube Doctor Who Rowan Atkinson, and there's a pretty funny 2-part video of the Doctor.
I was hoping for Daniel Craig for the next Doctor.
But anyway,
Or Daniel Radcliffe.
giving, he was considered as the Doctor at one point.
What's the guy, the ginger from that?
Rupert Grant.
Be great as that.
Anyway,
Watson.
Professor McGonagall.
That would be funny.
to give away the ending of that funny skit, he ends up regenerating into a woman.
Does he get a turkey stuck on his head?
That could
No.
happen to anyone.
Well, and also
That's
last
Picard.
season, or a couple seasons, well, a few seasons ago,
Next generation of Voyager.
the Doctor's nemesis, the Master, in the show,
Yeah.
regenerated as a woman.
The Masteress.
The Mistress. They called her Missy.
Oh, Mistress. I guess that makes sense.
Spoiler alert. You don't find out that it's the Master until later in the season. But,
I may not have seen that yet.
oh, sorry if I spoiled
No,
it
it's
for you.
fine. I won't remember.
Okay, good. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. I just, getting any actor in there is awesome.
Well, sometimes they,
Good
it's
actors.
been going on for so long. Sometimes they need to change it up just so they have more storylines.
Just like Thor.
And Star Trek.
Or you can't have a Star Trek captain that's not a woman now.
You can. They did Enterprise after they
Well,
did
the fourth Star
Voyager.
Trek
That was
movie-
before.
The fourth Star Trek movie, Captain Kirk's going to be a woman, and so is Spock and Bones and Sulu, and Uhura's going to be a man.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Anyway, Doctor Who at one point was voted the scariest TV show
When?
a long time ago.
In the 60s? Well, those Weeping Angels are pretty creepy. Oh, and that Mommy episode?
Are you my mommy?
I love that.
Mommy.
My kids were saying that for like 6 months after we watched that episode.
Nice. True nerds.
But there used to be a joke that Doctor Who was watched from behind the couch by children.
What did it do?
mostly.
So, so is this show.
But anyway,
I just pictured Neil hiding behind a couch.
kneeling behind a couch.
Yes.
The only thing he does is kneeling.
Oh, that's true. Anyway, that's my nerdiculture.
Okay.
That didn't get in too much trouble, right?
Yeah, you stayed silent. You held
If
it
it's
in.
any consolation, my daughter, who's a huge Doctor Who fan, was also against it being a woman.
I don't know. I've had conversations with like LFG, and he's like, "You need to stop with what you're." I was like, "I can't unsee what I'm seeing in modern media."
Well, I feel like this is a lot different than them saying, we're going to remake Ghostbusters where they're all women. That was like a lot different than this.
Which
where
that
they're-
movie was kind of fun.
Which maybe it's the places I was reading about this announcement and reading the comments, and people were like, "Well, it's about time, and it's time to have a doctor for the women fans." And I was like, "That's
So,
sexist,
well-
right there.
Yeah.
You can't have a woman be a fan of a
I
man."
saw an
that's
interview
the
with
media.
I saw an interview with the creator of the show, and with his contact he's had with fans, 80% of them don't care.
I understand a lot of the media is actually pander to women because they make up the majority of the purchasing power in the United States or in the world.
He said most of the fans he's talked to are just happy they have a good actor in there playing the Doctor.
Right.
They don't care.
It's just the media wants a story.
I'm just tired of activists.
Actors. Yeah, that is annoying.
Ugh.
All
And
right.
that's Nerdiculture.
Cool. Thank you.
2 endings.
So for Technergy, for the first time in the U.S., doctors have edited the genes of a human embryo.
Don't you going to do that by choosing who your spouse is or your
This
baby
is
mama?
specifically editing certain genes to prevent a disease, a
Was this
genetic disease.
done in the United States?
That is exactly what I just said. For the first time in the United
Oh, in
States.
the United States.
This has been
I didn't hear that part.
claimed to have been done in China
By a woman?
before. Yeah, actually, some of the doctors were women. So this happened at the Oregon Health and something.
Is this legal?
This is, yes, there's lots of rules about it, but
Like they can't make designer babies?
Like you can't
Yet.
choose to have a boy baby or a girl baby?
well, this isn't that. So this was
Very
done
popular in China.
at Oregon Health and Science University, which is where my daughter had her heart surgery.
Just like rabbits, we decided to make a glowing human.
No, so what they did is they took
The ethics of this are really sketchy.
basically the father of the embryo had a known genetic disease, so that it would be passed on to any of his offspring. And what they wanted to do was specifically target that genetic disease to see if they could get rid of it in the embryo. And then once they figured it out before the embryo was even a certain number of days old,
If that genetic
destroyed
problem
it.
was he was going to be a ginger. No, I'm just kidding.
no. So,
Okay, that sounds
and it
like-
worked. So they used CRISPR, which what CRISPR is
I know what that is. I have one in my fridge.
no,
It has vegetables in it. We keep them crisp.
it's CRISPR, and it stands for something. But what it does is it's how viruses insert their DNA into other cells.
Isn't this how you make zombies?
Yes, this is how we eventually will create zombies. But for now, they're using it to edit genes. So what it can do is you can teach it to target a specific part of the gene, and it will go in and cut out that part and replace it with whatever you tell it to.
Dino DNA.
Yeah. So
Till they go rogue.
they created IVF embryos. They used the donated sperm from the men that had these specific genetic diseases,
Gingers, we got it.
and they cut out the defective part of their gene and replaced it with good normal genes,
Darker and brown.
blue genes, and it worked. So
Did that name the kid Gene?
the kid never developed into a kid. It never developed past a few cells
So how they know it worked?
because they can check the gene
Oh.
after it's done. So what they want to do is make sure it cut out the right gene,
And they
and
just offed it.
didn't mess. Yeah, that's what they do with embryos all the time when they're doing studies. So this is the technology that will eventually lead to designer babies and zombies. That's why it's highly regulated for use in humans, but they've used the same technology in animals to cure diseases and stuff. And they use it on bacteria all the time just to try and make bacteria that do certain things.
Isn't that like
Pretty interesting.
isn't Gattaca kind of about that?
Yes, exactly. In Gattaca,
Yes.
I think they're basically editing the genome before conception, maybe? I don't recall. But yeah, in Gattaca, they're basically choosing which genes get passed on to the child. So they're not like cutting out a part and replacing with a totally different gene. They're just saying, okay, we're going to take this gene from the dad that
Gene Simmons.
has this. Yes, the father of everybody in Gattaca is Gene Simmons.
That explains a lot. I like Gattaca.
But it's all the genes in Gattaca were from the parents. They just chose the best ones.
So is it going to be in the future like it was
Year
in the
2000.
past? The distant past, the year 1000,
Yes.
where the royal line was very strict on who they, who got the lineage or whatever, and kind of kept it within the family. Is it going to be a class of gene-edited humans?
That's what Gattaca was.
And then a class of non-gene-edited humans, and they become the slaves? Or the serfs?
What this would do is, like, let's say you had a known genetic problem that your kids had like a 50% chance of getting.
Okay.
So you take it out of them and then just not let them turn the kids.
No. In the future, you would be able to, you could go in and get this IVF done, get embryos, change those to remove that genetic disease, so they would still be your kids.
Right. So
and then they would grow up and they wouldn't be able to pass on that genetic disease to their children.
Right.
So we could totally get rid of certain genetic diseases.
I'm just saying the same technology
could be
used for evil.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I mean, it wouldn't seem evil at first. I want my kids to have green eyes.
I bet there's people that think this is evil, just what they're doing right now.
Well, surprise.
There are people that think podcasting is evil. Some of them are in this room.
One of us?
Not me.
Well, they say like 1 out of every 3 people is like...
8 podcasts?
I don't think that's true. We don't know what a podcast is.
Right.
1 out of 3 of our listeners hates podcasts.
Then why are they listening?
They have no choice.
Who's the nerd? You're the one listening.
It's from the theme song that he never hears.
What's the theme song? The guitar one?
No, the one that we made up without you. And produced and recorded without you.
There's some recordings of me singing it.
Yeah. Ooh, we should make up some cards for when we're recording this weekend for my birthday podcast.
Oh, yeah?
So that people can
sing along and know the words.
Although when we did it, when we were camping, everybody knew it.
So it seemed like it. When I was listening.
That's right. Next week will be a special camping edition.
Another camping one?
With Mr. Pold.
Yes, I will be on this one.
This is my
Master's Ed.
annual birthday camp out. Oh yeah, it'll be all 4 of us.
Woohoo!
And our mom.
2 of us will be married, 2 will be engaged. To be married.
True. Which 2 of us are married?
The guy.
We're married? To each other? Oh.
Yep, that's what this is for, to remind me.
Oh, nope, I don't have one yet.
Oh. I am married, but I don't want a ring. I knew this girl in high school, and she had siblings that both happened to be engaged at the same time.
That's the same person? Oh.
No, but the way she said it was she said, "Oh yeah, my brother and sister are engaged." And I'm like, really? This is
I thought we were
that was legal in our state.
Not like they said he was an architect.
It's not even legal for first cousins to marry in 31 states. So.
Well, now I can say, yeah, my 2 brothers are engaged.
And they wouldn't bat an eye in this day and age.
No, they wouldn't.
True. All right, that's Technerdy.
Thanks.
On to the news with DVD, our news girl.
I'm the news girl?
Yeah.
Woman, sorry.
Oh. So there's video out now of the Boring Company now has working.
Is it from Boring, Oregon?
Their elevator to get cars down to the Hyperloop.
Oh.
I haven't seen the video yet, but it's out there.
Thanks.
That's the news. What? Actually, I did read an article. I did read an article about Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk getting into a
Fist fight.
disagreement over artificial intelligence. And then Elon Musk saying, "Oh, he doesn't know enough about the subject to even talk to him about it," or something similar to that.
Well, of course not. You just make Facebook.
That's probably got some artificial type.
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
Facebook is
intelligence.
developing their own artificial intelligence. But he might not be the one actually writing the code.
But I can see how it could be dangerous. You can take humans' intelligence and corrupt it to the point that's dangerous. So how much easier it would be if you just have to modify some programming?
Yeah, and cats. Those things are evil.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Except for Thundercats, they're cool.
Yeah. They're the only good cats.
And Snarf.
Snarf's not really a cat.
That's why I said and Snarf.
It's like I don't know what he is.
He's a thunder cat.
It's not.
He's a thunder.
It's like a thunder lizard. Lizard cat. It's got a lizard-like tail, but it's furry.
It's a furry lizard.
Maybe he's just like a. Yeah, maybe he's a thunder cat, but he's like.
Maybe he's
like
got
a
that
short
one
Small people.
genetic disorder like people sometimes get where their entire
What
face
is Snarf?
is covered with hair. You retreat quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Snarf down that. There's Snarf. Rainbow.
About Snarf.
Nothing like thunder, is it? It's a fictional character.
Yes.
It's fictional.
So, what other news do you guys want? Oh, there was a car that got in an accident with a
His real
Truck.
name's not even Snarf.
truck.
What?
According to what?
His name's Osbert.
Oh,
He's a
slave.
well, yeah.
I kind of
He was
remember
a
that.
nursemaid and protector for Lionel.
That's Osborne
Genetically
was his
engineered
last
animal. The GEA.
name. Lucky he lived past embryo stage. Any other news you guys want? Oh yeah, the eel one. The car got in an accident with a truck full of eels. There's a really disturbing picture of a car covered in like eels and slime.
Yeah, that was sent to us on Facebook by Rob.
Yes, it was entertaining. When you made me faces at my soda opening,
Well, there's some other noise over there.
no, it wasn't.
Okay,
I heard it.
That was my soda being opened.
Oh, was the can crinkling when you grabbed it?
in
Okay.
the 2011 cartoon Thundercats, Snarf
2011. That doesn't count. That's not real.
Snarf is the devoted cat-like pet of Lionel.
I thought it was his nurse.
The original
It was.
version of Snarf, that was in the 85.
The
Oh.
real one.
The original version of
The
Snarf
canon
received
version.
a mostly mixed to negative reception by both critics and fans.
What?
I loved Snarf.
Snarf.
This is like what people also know like Orko from He-Man. They get to interact with my comic books I'm reading right now. It's awesome.
Who couldn't love that?
Nobody couldn't.
That's what Lionel will look like when he's older.
It's a he'll metamorphosize into
He's the
Snarf.
Ewok version of
That's how
Thundercat.
Thundercats age.
They build a little cocoon.
No, they
and then-
don't. You see exactly how they age in the one where there's the cave that makes them age really fast.
Well, that's artificial aging.
So they don't get shorter and whiter and higher pitched voices.
Yes.
And that's the news.
All right, thank you. Let's do some consumption.
I had finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4. It's
They
excellent.
have 4 seasons.
There's 4 seasons on Netflix right now. The
Oh.
5th season will start on whatever channel they air it
I
on.
kind of stopped watching when they made my favorite character a bad guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say woman.
What's his name? Ward.
Yes.
Season 4 is great because there might be a little bit of Ward in it, but there's not.
What did
the
you
other
do about the
seasons.
beaver?
What beaver? Oh,
Ward's favorite. Timely.
Thanks.
you should watch season
Topical.
4 though. Even though your favorite character was Ward, he
I
gets a
hold grudges
little.
against shows that
Lord of Omens.
Don't
Maybe better
no, don't hold grudges. You would love this season. Season 4.
Yeah, they make Agent Coulson a woman.
No.
Well, Thor turns into a woman, right? Like Agent Coulson.
There's some redemption for Ward's character in this season. I'll say that much.
Okay. Is that an annoying lady still?
Which annoying lady? Which lady annoys you?
Which one do you think annoys me?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. None of them annoy me.
Okay, it's like I'm hard pressed to figure out what
The nerd one's cool. I like the fighting one. And
the nerd one and the
and
fighting
the
one.
alien one's kind of cool too.
The Quake.
I don't know. I don't know what names.
So, Ghost Rider makes an appearance. It's a lot cooler version than the Nick Cage one.
You can't be cooler than Nick Cage.
Oh, he's the one that likes the Nick Cage one. It's just as cool as Nick Cage. I need to know my audience first. Don't I?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with those movies.
I know, but this
There's Michelle Rodriguez in season 4.
no.
You can pretend though.
Put a picture of her on the screen.
You have to have Michelle Rodriguez in any show that you like.
Yes.
I like a lot of shows that she's in.
So you only liked Lost and then
That's the Furious
Fast and
SWAT.
Furious?
Um,
Those are the only time.
Avatar?
She was in Avatar.
she was the helicopter
The blue
pilot.
one?
Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
Resident Evil.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she was the helicopter pilot.
She kind of annoys me though. So
What?
yeah, I can see
That's
that.
fine. You could have your
Anyway,
female doctor. I'll have Michelle Rodriguez.
okay, that's a good trade. I watched Mortal Kombat, the 1990s movie.
Kombat.
We were driving to Nampa,
Cool.
Idaho to see that at the theater with our cousin.
Oh, cool.
And
Who's
our
a
friend
woman?
John. She's a woman.
It doesn't really hold up real well, but it was still entertaining.
There's a backstory between
Get over here.
the ice one and the other one, the two ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's interesting. Go read about it. They don't like each other. They hate each other.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. There's a couple I haven't put on there. I watched. I should say LFG watched The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher. It's on
Have you seen
Netflix.
that? I've seen it on there. I haven't decided to click on it. Is it about dressing?
No, it's about a semi-pro football player who moves back to his hometown to help his dad ranch or something. I haven't seen.
Oh.
I haven't watched
It
the
looks-
entire episode.
It's like
but-
290-210, but with horses to me.
And when it first started, I was thinking, is this going to be like a drama or something?
Yeah, it's very drama-y.
But it's more like almost like a sitcom, except
It's son-in-law
there's laughing,
meets.
there's jokes, but
Is it a laugh
there
track?
is some. I don't know if it's a laugh track or not.
Does
It
it take
probably
place-
isn't because it's not a
Does it
consistent.
take place in the 70s?
No,
Oh.
there's not a consistent laugh track like quality to it because sometimes it sounds more organic unless they.
There's artificial
laugh
intelligent
tracks.
laugh tracks now.
Yeah,
That's how
Um,
we're going to end the world.
there is
You're gonna be laughed to death.
Yes.
there is language more than you would
Is it
hear in
French?
a regular show. No, just like
Oh, bad
like you
language?
see on HBO or something,
Gotcha.
because they can do that on Netflix and just
Right.
rate it
Oh,
mature
it's a
or
Netflix
something.
original.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be one of those that gets canceled
Maybe. Who knows?
now that Netflix does that.
But it's kind of funny. And then I watched a couple episodes of a show called.
Wait, was it a movie?
No,
Is
it's
it
a
like
series.
beer?
Oh, okay. That's why I was getting confused. I was like, why would they have a laugh track in a movie?
That'd be weird. Well, they should do that.
Unless it
Let's
was like
just do
a
it.
comedy special or something. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, he was like, maybe it'll get canceled, and I was like, what
Why would
does
you
that
cancel a
even
movie?
mean? Okay.
If usually a movie gets canceled, you never see
I watched
it.
a couple
Yeah.
episodes of a show called Winona Earp.
Oh, I've seen that
I've
whole first
heard of
season.
it.
I liked it.
I saw the first 2 episodes. When I was watching, I was thinking, I bet DVD would like this.
I loved it.
It's in my queue.
Even though the main character is a woman.
Oh goodness! So after the first episode, I wasn't too sure if I liked it, but then after I watched the second episode, it grew on me. I think I'll keep watching it. So
I agree that the first one, it was characters trying to find themselves in the
Yeah.
series and whatnot.
well, and I find that a lot with shows. If I'm okay with the first episode, maybe I'll give the second one a chance.
I wonder if that's why
see if I
sometimes
still like
they
it.
don't air the first one they film. Sometimes they air them out of order because they want to give you one where they're a little bit more into their characters, and it doesn't seem so weird when they feel off or not quite as developed. So then you read into the character you've already discovered.
Yeah,
into
that's
their
how they
act.
did the Star Wars movies.
Right.
Yeah.
They wanted to give Hayden Christensen time to develop as an actor because
Yeah.
he's not live.
I've been watching the new MST3K.
I think the last one I
Episodes.
watched was the Hollow Mountain one,
Oh,
I watched part of that with
or
you.
Avalanche.
the Star Crash
Oh.
one
I think Avalanche was actually.
Was it?
kind of hilarious. It's got the Hop in it.
I've heard that from multiple sources. I need to watch it, but it's weird to watch it just by myself.
Yeah, we need to get together more.
I guess I don't have a problem watching it by myself. It's
Oh,
a
my
Jan Gary is pretty good too. And then
watch a D3K.
they have one. They have the Wizards of the Lost Kingdom. The episode after it is Wizards of the Lost Kingdom 2.
Is it the sequel?
Yes, right afterwards.
So bad it deserved a sequel.
It's a very bad movie. And I guess that
That's
covers
funny.
my consumption that I can think of.
So I watched a movie. It's on YouTube. It's made by the guy who puts out a podcast I like. The podcast is called Skeptoid. And the movie is called Principles of Curiosity. And it's basically talks about critical thinking, how to know if something you hear is true or not. The production value isn't super high because it was made for YouTube. But
There's some pretty high quality stuff
and
on
at first,
YouTube.
I was kind of like, I don't really like the way this is. It seemed kind of a little cheesy, but by the end, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. So you should check out Principles of Curiosity on YouTube. And I watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
I almost watched that the other day.
It's actually really good.
Is it on
before.
Netflix?
Yeah, oh, it's on
It's
Amazon.
on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Wow.
Clint Eastwood. It's basically Clint Eastwood knows a name on a grave, and another guy knows the name of the cemetery where a bunch of money is buried. And they don't like each other, but they have to work together to get there.
Until at the end, they're friends.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it's really good. Clint Eastwood plays the good, and then there's another character who's the bad. And they all have real names in the show.
And there's a
And then
woman
there's the
with
guy.
them?
No, there's another guy that's the ugly.
Oh,
It's pretty good. I recommend it.
which one's the woman?
There are women in it, but one of them I saw and I was like, is that Kate Mulgrew?
Was it?
No.
No.
She was way too. It was too long ago for it to be her.
I did see
It
Tom
looked
Wilson.
like a young Kate Mulgrew, but I looked it up and it wasn't.
I did see Tom Wilson in The Ranch. He's
Oh.
the guy that played Biff in the Back to the
Yeah.
Future. He
Yeah.
plays a coach in one episode. And I saw him like, is that Tom Wilson? And then LFG didn't answer. So
I
I
thought
looked
it
it
was
up on
Brian
my phone.
Wilson.
Oh, it is Tom Wilson. He's like, you mean Biff? I'm like, well, yeah, he played Biff, but his name's Tom Wilson.
I watched a Jason Statham film called Chaos.
I've seen that one.
It's really good. It's like he's a dishonored cop, but he's still on the force, but his partner got fired. Well, then he's like suspended, but they have to call him back because there's a bank robber that asks for him, and they're holding hostages, and they have to figure out what's going on.
And why they asked for him.
Why? Yeah,
So
it's
sounds like
to set up.
Blacklist.
it's really good. There's twists and turns, and who's that other famous actor that's in it?
Billy Bob Thornton.
No, it's
Samuel Jackson.
closer.
Billy Bob Jackson?
No.
Andrew Jackson.
No.
Andy Jackson?
Someone has a
Kid
T-shirt
Rock?
that has Abraham Lincoln, but he's got like no sleeves on, and like huge guns, and he's like abolish slavery.
Oh, there's been a lot of films called Chaos.
Weird. It's not like it's the same word in the dictionary, but it's cool.
Oh,
Captain Chaos.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
Never remember his name. He was good in it. Statham was good in it. It was good. I watched Point Break,
the old one or the new one?
the new one.
Haven't seen the new one.
It was okay.
It's on Prime.
It was on HBO in my hotel at the conference. It's basically,
It's okay even without Keanu
yeah, it was.
and Swayze.
It had some
I don't know
cool.
how you beat Keanu and Swayze in one movie.
It had some cool action sports, like extreme sports stuff. But other than that, it was just like,
What are they gonna do next week? Do the Matrix?
maybe if they
Bill and Ted's
finally got
Excellent
Will
Adventure.
Smith to play Neo. Like,
I've actually heard they are talking about a reboot of the Matrix.
But
That's
with
like,
Neo as a woman.
yes, probably.
I watched Aliens also in my hotel room. It was really good. I don't know that I've seen it
That's the
before.
second one, right?
Yeah. There was a scene where Ripley and this
Believe it or not.
girl have locked themselves in like this room, and there's these two face suckers in there with them. It's intense. And I know what you're thinking.
I think said they were in a room.
They weren't camping.
But yeah, it was really good. I liked it. It's got Bill
Science.
Paxton.
Oh,
He's really funny.
he's
in it.
dead.
That's okay. He can still be in a movie from the 80s.
Are you sure? I thought they went
You
back
know-
and removed you from all
you
the
know-
movies and you died.
That would be ridiculous. I watched Moana for the first time.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Do you like the part with the crab?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny. It's pretty good. It's got good music. I wouldn't mind getting the soundtrack. And I watched a bunch of Star Trek movies, so I'll try to go through them. But the first one, the motion picture, is
Did you stay awake?
yeah, but
Oh.
it was
He won the challenge.
horrible. Should not have been made. The wardrobing,
Both likes it.
the wardrobe in it was horrible.
Michelle
The
Rodriguez.
plot
is it.
But
was-
the guy gets transported inside
I know
out.
that's the coolest part.
Yeah.
Bones is right.
It's actually been a long time since I've watched the movie, and it's been even
Doesn't
longer since
Scotty's
I've been able to
nephew
stay
die
awake
in it?
through the whole movie.
It's probably not his nephew, but his
It-
protege.
Star Trek 2?
Was that in Star Trek 2 that happened? What happened in the motion picture?
Star
was-
Trek II: Wrath of Khan is pretty good. I like it. It's in the top 3 of the original cast.
Ooh.
I didn't
Interesting.
realize how focused on Klingons all the original movies were.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of
If only
Klingonage.
they had bounce.
Number 3 is actually not as bad as I was expecting. The Search for Spock.
What's wrong with that?
Well, everybody says that 1 and 3 are and 5 are the worst ones.
I like 5.
I like Savick in that one.
So in 3, they steal the Enterprise. So
Again?
it's funny because 3 and 4 they have the same wardrobe because in 3 they
Right.
steal the Enterprise. They're all in civilian clothes, or not all of them. Kirk is in uniform
And Uhura,
in
right?
Uhura, but like Chekhov and Bones are in civilian clothes. I think Scotty is too. And it's a really small crew because Scotty rigged the Enterprise to run like automated, and he sabotages another ship, which is funny. But
Mm-hmm.
then they end up in one of my most memorable scenes from Star Trek as a kid when the Klingons beam over the Enterprise
Oh, yeah.
and nobody's there, and they
It's
call their captain. They're like, nobody's here, but the computer's talking. And he's
They
like,
don't know English.
what's it saying? And they hold the communicators like 5, 4. Get out of there!
Oh,
And then
it's
it
like
blows
Christopher
up.
Lloyd.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Christopher
Christopher
Lloyd.
Lloyd played it clean on that one, which was kind of
And
weird.
wasn't John Larroquette in there too? I think he played in another
Yeah,
one
I
of the
think you're right.
Klingons.
I remember from the kids,
Is that
the
6
part that
in
really got me on that one
I
was
thought it was 3.
when they wanted Kirk to pick who's going to die or whatever. They're walking
Oh,
behind
yeah.
all the
Oh,
guys
on
with
the
the knife.
planet.
Yeah, that was intense.
So 3 and 4 were both directed by Leonard Nimoy.
And the kid that played young Spock in that is actually the guy from the new movies.
No.
Just kidding.
I'm just trying.
So number 4 was always my
they
favorite
needed
as a
someone with
kid.
pointed ears, is what you're saying?
Black hair.
Number 4 was always my favorite
You can
because
gene edit to get those ears.
the whales and the time travel. So they go back in time to the 80s, and
Yeah, I like that one.
Spock is so funny when he's trying to mix in
Remember
swear
they keep the
words.
nuclear whistles?
Yeah, that part was pretty good. Where they're talking.
Those cops
That's
that
the scene where he goes up and he's trying to talk to this cop, and the cop does not say anything at all.
it's
He's just
actually
looking at him like,
it was
and-
just a cop on the street.
yeah, he wasn't an actor.
And they
That's what I
had
heard.
someone that wasn't an actor come up and ask for directions. Isn't that true too? Or is
Yeah, I
that-
think so.
Oh, so you wouldn't recognize him?
No, I'm
Oh.
saying that just somebody, and they were filming, and some random person came up,
Oh,
That's like
and
when
they kept it in the film.
me and a friend of mine got told to not take pictures of the scene of Fast and the Furious 8 when we were
Yeah.
in Cleveland. Move along.
so
But they can't really stop you because it's a public street.
Right.
So they can just politely request. Sorry.
So Star Trek V was directed by William Shatner, and his daughter is actually in a couple scenes. She's a yeoman on the bridge. I read the trivia before I watched it,
Yo, man.
but that one is
I need my pay.
actually really good too.
Yeah, I like it.
They go to the center of the galaxy, which somehow they can get like 22,000 light years in a couple
It
hours.
still takes longer than it does in the new ones.
Yeah. And they
What?
find a
Well,
being
we're
there
already
that
across
claims
the
to be God, and they run away from him.
Which happens a lot in the original series.
They kill him with a Klingon bird prey.
Yeah.
And then
It's not where they say, if someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Usually they would leave
Is that
like
from
a
that
blonde.
that's
Or am I paraphrasing it?
That's Ghostbusters.
Oh, that is Ghostbusters.
no, there's something similar to that. Though.
I know. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Because
Oh yeah, because
well, the God creature
Right.
was asking them about their starship, and Kirk is like, "What do you need a starship for?" And Bones is like, "You don't ask God.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I remember there was
You don't
something like
question God. You know, like that."
that. Yeah.
It was similar. I knew what you're talking about.
that's a famous quote of "I need my pain" from Kurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was funny because, yeah, so Spock's half-brother can show you your pain and then you're, like, brainwashed
It's like
into
empath.
following him. And even though he got Spock and McCoy, Kirk talked him out of doing it to him. Some, like, a gentleman's agreement, like he wouldn't stop him if he didn't brainwash him. But then they even mentioned it, that the three of them were so close that Spock and McCoy stayed with Kirk, even though they were
Yeah,
going to go
right.
with.
I know this shit
And-
like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
And
And
then he
you,
hits his head. That
you
was
get to see
hilarious.
Uhura doing a seductive dance.
Oh yeah, that was one of the cast members' ideas, or was that Shatner?
It's probably Shatner's idea.
Because he was directing, or maybe it was somebody was like,
I'm
Said
surprised
it-
they didn't
said
put that
it
in kissing
joke-
scene in there.
I think somebody said it jokingly, and then he's like, "Oh, let's do that, Shatner."
But I remember I had the tape of the soundtrack of that movie, like the orchestra score, and they had that song in it.
And then I watched First Contact. Actually, I watched First Contact first, but
Oh.
Well, you have to. It's
The other
the
line I
first
like, where Scotty wakes up and he's like, I dreamed that the ship was taken over by a madman, and Vera's like, he's not a madman.
yeah,
one.
that was good. So First Contact, there is Robert Picardo plays the emergency medical hologram. I had forgotten that. And it's another time travel one. They go back to Earth,
Yeah.
and help
The distant future, the year
keep
2000.
the board from taking over. So that
That's a good
movie is really good, but at the beginning of the movie, the actors are kind of mugging for the camera, and like some of the later Next Generation movies, they all seem like it's weird. At the beginning of all of them, it seems like they're like, yeah, we're doing a movie, but then they kind of get into the movie. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but they did it in this one a little bit. But there's a good scene where they've beamed up a woman from Earth, and they're trying to keep her from knowing she's on a spaceship, but then
Isn't that actress in like some more recent show or something?
Yes, for sure.
she kidnaps Picard on the ship with a phaser, and he opens a thing
Oh,
so
yeah.
that she can look down on Earth. That's one of the more memorable scenes for me from that.
What was she in recently? You're right. I've seen her in something.
And then the deflector dish scene
Yeah, that's really cool.
where Worf and that pale guy that's with them and Picard have to
Oh,
go
yeah.
detach the
I remember
deflector dish. And then
Sorry,
blow it
if you're going out with her with Picard and Worf,
yeah,
you're not going to make it. We should have a red
in a red spacesuit. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
So she is Alfre Woodard, is the woman that they beamed up, and she is from.
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought I would see something in her top 3, but
Come on, who's gonna win?
oh, she's Aunt Josephine from A Series of Unfortunate
Oh, that's
Events.
right. That's what I
I
saw
hadn't put that
recently.
together.
Yes. It was bugging me.
Oh,
Like,
and she's in Civil War.
Yeah.
And Luke Cage. She's
Yeah.
Mariah?
She's Mariah. isn't
she's
she?
Mariah and Luke Cage.
Ah,
that's right.
She's
That's what I
Miriam
was
in
thinking.
Civil War.
She's the one
That's funny.
that stops him at the elevator. Stark? Am I thinking?
I don't know. I don't remember her from Civil War, but I do from Luke Cage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hated her character in Luke Cage.
She's man,
Evil.
she's easy to hate.
Yeah.
And that. I
All
should
right.
feel sorry for her.
It was the Luke Cage I was thinking of, but when you said Series of Unfortunate Events, I'm like, oh yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
She's a good actress.
Yeah.
Any actress or actor that can make me hate their character as strongly as I do is a good actress.
Yeah,
I
It's
guess that makes Michelle Rodriguez a good actress then. Because I hated her character in Lost.
oh, is that why you don't like her?
Were you supposed to hate her character?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, DVD, with your consumption.
So I started a new show last night called Ozarks. It's on Netflix. It's an
Does it
original
take
Netflix.
place in Arkansas?
Is it a reality show?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
It's about a
Hillbillies?
no. It's
Oh.
about a guy that moves to the Ozarks to launder money for the Mexican drug cartel.
Oh,
Ozark's in Arkansas, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
those
And-
Arkansas.
According to the show, it has more coastline than California. The Ozarks.
Really?
With lakes and things.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the Ozarks do
Arkansas.
not border the ocean.
Arkansas is landlocked.
Landlocked.
For one thing.
Don't tell them that.
So, yeah. It seems like a. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to give stuff away. But it's really good. It's, what's that show with the Bluth family? Arrested Development.
Arrested.
Yeah. It's the main character from that.
Oh.
What's his name? Anyway, he acts. He's the main actor in it. He's also the director and I believe the executive producer of the show.
Huh.
So it's his idea, I guess. It's really good. Check it out. I've liked it. The acting so far is good. You feel really,
Jason Bateman?
yeah, Jason Bateman. You feel really bad for his character.
Oh. Is he from Family Ties?
No,
Oh, who am I thinking of?
that's Michael J. Fox.
Oh, no, that's not who I was thinking of.
I'm trying to think what else he was in other than Arrested Development. Lots of stuff, I'm sure.
Zootopia.
He wasn't that, was he? He was the Fox with
Yeah. Let's see. Central Intelligence.
Wasn't he from something
That's funny
a long
too.
time ago, though?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Anyway,
it's good. Check it out. I've watched 3 episodes so far. It's got my attention. I like it a lot. It's got some other actor in it that I recognize. The
He was in
cartel guy.
Hancock.
yeah, I don't remember nothing about
This
that.
guy
Not
Cox
that.
friend. Sure, he wasn't that.
Not long enough ago for you. Scrubs.
He was in Scrubs.
One episode.
Oh, that's a problem. You should have one that like lead actor or like more than a supporting actor.
Let's see.
Then I took my family to the nice theater with reclining seats to see Spider-Man.
Ooh.
What's it called?
Homecoming?
Homecoming. There you go. I really liked it a lot. It was great.
Do you have to have seen any of the other Spider-Man movies?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of
Because it's a new.
It's a different Spider-Man.
different Spider-Man. You
Oh,
missed
here you
the
go.
Amazing
He was in
Spider-Man.
an episode of Matlock.
Yeah, that's
That's what I know him from. He was also in an episode of Knight Raider.
He was
That's
in Teen Wolf
definitely-
2.
he was in Teen Wolf.
He was in an episode of Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah.
That's a great show. We should redo that one with the original cast. That'd be funny. But anyway, Spider-Man's good. I like this kid as Spider-Man. And one of his friends inadvertently finds out that he's Spider-Man. But basically, Spider-Man comes home and he's like on the ceiling, whatever, and he comes down. He's gonna get out of his uniform or his Spider-Man outfit, and then looks over and his friend's sitting on his bed. His aunt had let his friend into.
Nice.
It was really funny. So you get to see like what an actual teenager's response when a friend of his who found out was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The questions and the. Well, can you do this?
I was thinking Justine Bateman played
Oh,
Valerie Keaton. Family Ties. Oh my goodness.
he's playing his sister or something.
I'm like, Bateman, that sounds familiar.
That's funny.
So go see Spider-Man Homecoming. It's in that theater right now. My youngest son was disappointed to get to go. It was at Boy Scout camp.
Oh,
But I said, go ask your mom for like $6 and go walk to the theater. It's like, come on.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
off our
I forget
house.
how close you are to things now that you live in town.
That's right. We're townies. We live by the golf course. By the lakes. Anyway. I watched the new Ghost in the Shell movie with Black Widow.
Joseph. No.
Joseph?
Joseph.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I knew I had a Joe something in it.
It was good. I liked it. A little slower paced than some things you'd watch, but
Then Ghost?
it was faster paced than Ghost, I think. But the concept is to take a human brain and put it into a robot body.
Oh, a robot.
A robot
A robot body.
Kind of like how you are now.
Right.
After your. Oh, wait.
You are a robot.
Am I right? Am I right?
Non-Ferris.
So check that out. It's good. I liked it.
Yeah, you're a non-Ferris robot.
Is
I
that
watched-
in the theatre.
No, it's
Not anymore.
Redbox now.
It's not that
Oh,
new.
Redbox.
So
Well,
I watched
never heard of it.
I watched an
Oh.
interview related to this where they were interviewing people on the street in Tokyo, I think. So Japanese people, because Ghost in the Shell is an anime. Which I actually watched an anime movie of Ghost in the Shell before I watched this movie on Netflix. And it was good too. I liked it. But the people on the street, they were saying, some people in America have a problem with this actress playing the main character in Ghost in the Shell. Can you figure out why? And like, no, she's pretty. Maybe she's too pretty. Maybe she's not a good actress, but I think she's a pretty good actress. And then everything they come up with, then they finally say, no, it's because she's not Japanese. And we're like, what? Why would you care about that? It's quite amusing.
I'm like, why would he care if Doctor Who's a woman?
Yeah, that's the same thing. And then we watched Kong Island.
Skull Island?
Skull Island, whatever. King Kong. Is it called Skull Island? I thought it had Kong in the name.
Kong Skull Island.
Oh, is that what it's called?
I don't think so. Let's find
Anyways,
out.
it's really good. We liked it a lot.
I
We
saw it
watched
in
it
the
with all like
theater.
kids, and we're like, this is great. This is the greatest movie ever. I liked it a
I
lot.
wouldn't go that far.
He doesn't
but-
like helicopters.
No, he doesn't.
Kong Skull
And
Island.
it's in the same universe as the last Godzilla movie, so
Oh.
you could definitely see a mashup movie coming with King Kong and Godzilla teaming up against Mothra and whatever other the
Young Gary.
Woman Thor.
Godzilla Zoot Jr.
The
What was the?
The Korean Godzilla, Yonggary.
So,
It's in watch MST3K. They've got
okay. They have their own.
It's a South Korean Godzilla knockoff.
So
He does the Macarena.
that's really good.
What? You have to watch that
The guy that's
episode.
the guy that's been on the island for the whole time is hilarious.
Yeah,
The guy from the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like the cop on the planet. Anyway,
Is it Tom Hiddleston?
I don't know. He has curly hair.
Does he play Loki?
No.
No,
Oh.
that's another character in that show.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, he is hilarious in it. It's
He's
very
a
good.
funny guy.
It's got lots of good action. Wasn't sure I'd like the antagonists, but they were good too. So check it out. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it,
Isn't he one of the antagonists?
kind of. You kind of feel for him a
Antagonistic.
little
He
bit.
plays Kong.
He's just calling his computer generated.
He plays Nick Fury.
It's
Nick Fury.
Furry.
Not Nick Fury.
It's like Nick Fury but with hair.
That's why he
and
played
a beard.
Kong.
Mace Windu's in it.
With his purple lightsaber. There's no
I watched an
lightsaber.
interesting movie called Captain Fantastic. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
About a dad that has his kids out in the woods, up in Alaska or
Is
something.
it intense?
I think some of them do have tests.
Is there in the woods?
But he's raising them basically to be socialists, I think. I don't know.
Um,
They're very intelligent. He teaches them all kinds of stuff, including hand-to-hand combat, survival, and then his wife is not with them because she's in the hospital, and they find out that she's killed herself, I think. So he has to take all of these kids, ranging from his oldest son, who's like 17, down to, like 4-year-olds. All really smart kids, but they pack them into this big bus and they go introduce these kids that have been away from society, kind of into society. They don't pull any punches with the things they say. They don't fit in.
It is called
Oh.
Captain Fantastic.
Yes. Okay.
Starring Viggo Mortensen.
Yes, he's really good at it. You feel for him, but I don't know. You can see that he's made these children incapable of living in society, even though they're very intelligent and can,
Kind of like me.
just like you. He's got a beard in it, part of it.
Oh, here you go.
But it's worth checking out. It's good. I'm trying to think what else I've watched. Oh, I watched a sci-fi show from the mid-90s, I think, called Lex. It's on Netflix. Or no, it's on Amazon. It's very interesting. There's a living ship that some people are wanted by.
should you watch it concurrently with the show Luther?
I don't know. If you're bald, you're allowed.
Oh, okay.
But it predates a lot of modern science fiction, but it has some of the same things I've seen in more modern science fiction, like a ship that's alive, kind of, and people running from the overbearing government type deal. So it's worth checking out. Just realize it's weird because it's a series, but each of the episodes is like a movie length almost. So you can get
Interesting.
more developed. Although not as fancy science or special effects as you get now. Cool. So check that out, and I think that's all the ones I can remember. Watched a lot of YouTube videos. Check out the Star Wars rap battles; those are funny.
All right.
That's it.
Let's
Cool.
do some nerd cred.
All right.
So before my trip to the large metropolitan area near us, I used Microsoft Excel to make a little
What?
trip guide for us. So I put the
That's the first time, right? You've done that?
no. So I put on the attractions we were going to go to and the times they were open with overlapping bars, so we could see, which one to go to first. And
So you're bar hopping.
sure. And then I had a map of the downtown area with the different attractions marked on the map, so we could tell where they were in relation to each other. And then, since we had to take a ferry to get there, I had ferry times for arriving there and coming back.
Uber drivers are people too.
What?
You'll get it later.
Anyway, that's
I hope.
that's my
Hopefully
nerd
you
card.
will. So at my conference, they did various competitions, but I got kind of badgered in. I wouldn't say badgered,
Or
but
Wolverine.
Doxed in.
I wasn't going to participate in this competition, and one of the people I was there with talked me into it. And
That's unlike you.
so what it was is they had this thing to scan, and you did it with this handheld scanner that
Or one.
built a 3D model in a CAD program as you scanned it. Or I think you're taking individual pictures. So it was photogrammetry. And then it put all those data points into the model, and then you
Totally a model.
went and located 10 of those points with a laser tracker, which is another kind of thing for measuring stuff. And then it compares and averages how far off those points are from your first scan.
Mm-hmm.
And before I did it, the record was 18 microns was the average distance. And I got 14. And I think that was the last day of the competition. And it took about half an hour, so I figured there's probably only a few people after me that were going to do it. And I know the guy that did it right after me got 15 microns, so he was one worse than me. So then we go to the banquet where they're
Or
announcing
thousands, depending on your units.
well, 1 micron,
Whatever.
1/1000th of a kilometer.
He's way behind you.
So then at the banquet, they were announcing the winners of all the different competitions, and on that one, they were doing the top 3. And they announced the 3rd place, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't the other guy. So I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm... Anyways, then they announced 2nd place, and it was that guy that was 1
So then
micron
you knew it
worse
was
than
you?
me. And so I'm like,
So you had some
I was at this table,
So
anxiety
you're like, oh crap.
I was at this table of 8 people, and I only knew one of them, and I was like, I think I just won this thing. And it was the last competition they announced, and then they announced we had to go up in front of this room with hundreds of people in it.
You're the winner! It's like, I'm feeling a winner.
It's like,
That's like
crap.
the opposite of a winner.
Yeah, so,
They punished you
You're
for
the
winning.
loser.
yeah. That was
What was the prize?
I'll tell you off the end.
Okay. Oh, that's me then.
Go ahead.
So, I've been working on slowly because it is kind of weird, but I don't know if you guys have seen those
Yes.
sculptures of things that are made out of flat sheets, and then you have like slots and you slide them together, it makes like an animal.
Yes, you have some in your
I
cube.
do have some in my cubicle that I drew. Well, we're making one of a bear head, so I
Oh.
finished that.
Cool.
Um,
It's a Finnish bear, huh?
well, I finished the CAD model. Now we got to print it out and then use it as a template on cardboard to make the actual animal.
Cool.
I'll
Next
show you.
week he's doing a Swedish bear.
Mm.
Instead of a Finnish one.
Oh,
Gotcha.
anyway, so I did that. Oh, another thing, my middle son came in and was telling me about. It's like, Dad, the new Alienware computers, they have some that come with virtual reality and are configured for working really well with virtual reality. They're not that expensive. They're only 1.5 thousand. So I'm both like, you can't say 1.5 thousand. 1.5 is like for really big numbers, like million. 1.5 million is fine. 1.5 thousand? It says it like that. Why would you say
$1,500. That's funny.
Anyways, I thought that was good. I'm currently working diligently on my Jedi Temple in Minecraft.
Cool.
Oh, that's what that is. I forgot what you said it was, and I went and looked at it, and I'm like, that thing is huge.
It's very large. I died recently. Sometimes I forget that I can't just hit escape to pause it and leave the room. I came back and my guy was dead. It was long enough that all my stuff had disappeared,
Oh,
which sucks. I had like
yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Anyway, it's coming along nicely. I was also working on my 3D model of a Minecraft Millennium Falcon I'm going to build. It's very complicated to try to get intricate detail at the block scale I'm using. Actually, going to be larger than life size just to get enough resolution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the chess board, the space chess.
Yeah.
All the wires and the C-3PO.
Oh, and I'm rekindling one of my old hobbies, and that's car stereo stuff. So I'm buying a 1,000-watt digital amplifier for my two Infinity Captain Perfect 10.1 subwoofers.
Ooh, it's digital, huh?
Which makes it really small. It's like the footprint of this is like 7 inches by like 9.5 inches.
Oh, so it fit in that vent hole you cut earlier.
That's right.
Oh, that was 6 by 9.
Yeah.
Or 6 by
I have
12.
noticed that we're not sweating profusely.
Yeah,
It's a lot nicer
nice.
in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've added air conditioning to our studio, kind of, by using this is kind of nerdy, I guess,
Yeah.
using the interior cavity of the interior wall between my TV room and our podcasting studio. So our TV room is the only air conditioned room in the house. I turn the air conditioner on high, and then we have a fan forcing air up from the bottom of the floor in the air conditioning room up the air cavity into the top of our wall.
Yeah, it's that thing up there if you watch on YouTube.
Yes, where the last time we podcasted here, where the Bigfoot crossing sign used to be. So I'll have to find a new spot for that.
Just put it in front of the vent. Just kidding.
So that'll be nice. And then I just want to put a plug in for our show. You know, you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. You know where it is. It's on the bottom. It's red. Like our things, maybe click on the up arrow or the thumbs up.
Yeah.
That helps us out.
We
Makes
haven't
me
got
feel
any
good.
thumbs down yet, so that's good.
That's good. But yeah, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
I actually haven't checked. I'm just assuming.
If nothing else, it'll make us
How many
Paul
thumbs
stops
up
crying
you-
himself to sleep every night because lack of viewership.
That's not one of my worries. I'm sorry. I don't have many worries right now, but that's not one of them.
That's a good psychological
So
thing to do is
worthy
replace
happy
big
now.
worries with small worries that don't mean anything.
Hmm.
Frivolous worries, I like to call them. Frivol worries.
Frivolories. Well, speaking of feedback, we got a follower on our new website, which is engineershippcom.wordpress.com.
Can I click through that to Amazon? Because I need to buy an amplifier.
Yeah, you can click through.
Okay.
I think. It's the new follower is beer reviewed.
Cool.
I don't know
It's
if
like
that's
beer.
someone we know, because we do know somebody that has a podcast that reviews beer.
Oh.
I don't know if it's them or not.
Well, welcome to the show. Remember, subscribe and click thumbs up.
They found the website, which you can get to from Facebook or
But
Twitter.
everyone else on YouTube asks for those things. I figured we might as well ask also.
Yeah.
Some people need invited to do that.
On Facebook, Rob shared that news story about the eel
I
truck
showed my wife,
accident.
she's like, that is the grossest thing.
Yeah,
I don't care if they total it. I would not ever touch that car ever again.
and we got 3 people on Pinterest liked our G.I. Joe board.
Yes!
How do you know about those? Did they
It
email
emails
us?
me.
Oh, okay.
Nostalgia21, Chris, and Tone. Or Tony. I don't know how you pronounce that.
If it's like tone low, it could be tone.
Yeah.
But if it's like Tony, it could be Tony.
It's be spelled 3 different ways.
It could be Tane.
And then our friend Matthew McDonough, he says that the show Ajin is amazing and it's one of his favorites. Did you talk about that?
I did last
It's a
time.
manga Netflix original. I
It's-
actually started it today.
I should make an Excel spreadsheet of like total length of the show versus how many days it takes me to actually plow through it because
Oh.
I'm guessing that ratio equates to how much I like it.
Or
There you
it
go.
might coincide with you being sick or something.
That could be. It'd be interesting data to look at though.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work though.
Yeah.
I watch too much stuff.
Yes. Oh.
If you want to contact us, our email is engineerdyshow@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. You go to
Or my living room.
facebook.com/engineerdyshow or @engineerdyshow on Twitter. Wherever you're listening, you can probably rate and or review us. Comment. We see those.
Subscribe.
I'm assuming we see them.
I don't know. If you go to our page, it shows you how
Actually,
many.
if you do it on Stitcher, I probably won't see it.
Oh.
But iTunes, I get an email. So
I've commented on other people's podcasts on Stitcher and they never see it.
Where does it go?
because you have to go back. You have to go into each
you have to
episode to see the
You have to
comments.
put that in there, take a screenshot, put it on Twitter.
There you go.
Just do Facebook or Twitter. It's easier.
Oh, and just a shout out to one of the old school football coaches from my alma mater, passed away recently
Yeah.
at the ripe old age of 101. So,
Yeah. So I work with some people that. So he went to high school in Moscow, Idaho, and coached their basketball team. And he, on a fishing trip, they were the bears, so he found a bear cub out in the woods and brought it back to the school for a mascot.
that's awesome.
I was telling my coworkers that went to the university that's in Moscow, Idaho.
A lot of people have like the sad emojicon or whatever, and I'm like, dude lived to be
I
101.
know.
How about we celebrate? This guy's awesome.
He's
He
got
lived
a
a great
statue.
life, and
Yeah. He had 51 shutouts as a football coach. He went like 156 wins, 25 losses, and 6 ties, and won a national championship. So, and he has a football field named after him. That's an awesome color.
yes.
Thank you for listening this week. Stay nerdy.
Live long and nerdy.
You have been and always shall be my friends. Thought it'd make it more realistic.
Yeah. Like you're dying of radiation.
Yeah.